President Trump has a trade agreement with India, but when it comes to China, the story is very different. A full-scale trade deal between Washington and Beijing still remains out of reach. Last year, the United States and China agreed to a temporary truce. They paused some of their harshest tariffs just for 1 year and promised to negotiate a broader agreement. But that window is closing, and Beijing is clearly not making things easy for Donald Trump. Yesterday, the two leaders finally spoke. President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping were on the phone for nearly 2 hours. They covered everything: trade, Iran, Ukraine, even Trump's upcoming visit to China. Trump walked away upbeat. He called it, quote, an excellent conversation. China did not. Beijing's official statement barely mentioned trade. Instead, it laser-focused on one issue and one issue only: Taiwan. And the language was sharp, very sharp. President Xi emphasized that the Taiwan question is the most important issue in US-China relations. Taiwan, China said, is its territory. China will safeguard its sovereignty and territorial integrity and will never allow Taiwan to be separated. Then came the warning. The United States, Xi said, must handle arms sales to Taiwan with prudence. Beijing later released a second statement. The tone did not soften. The message did not change. Trump, they claimed, said he understands China's concerns and is willing to keep communication open. But here's the key detail. Trump's own public statement made no mention of Taiwan at all. That gap matters because it reveals the truth beneath the diplomacy: unresolved tension, clashing priorities, and a relationship under strain. China's anger did not appear overnight. In December, the United States approved a massive new arms package for Taiwan, more than $11 billion worth of weapons. Beijing was furious, and Xi made sure Trump heard that displeasure directly. While the rhetoric continues, the competition is escalating beyond words. This week, Washington launched a major new initiative, one that goes straight at China's economic power. The US is building a new critical minerals trade zone. The State Department hosted a high-level meeting. The guest list was telling: the United Kingdom, the European Union, Japan, India, South Korea, Australia, even Congo. India was represented by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. The goal? An alternative supply chain for critical minerals. These minerals power the modern world: smartphones, electric vehicles, computer chips, advanced weapon systems. And today, China dominates this sector. China controls the mining, China controls the processing, China controls the leverage. Washington wants to change that. The plan is ambitious. Reports suggest hundreds of billions of dollars could be deployed into new mining projects worldwide. The strategy is simple: reduce dependence on a single supplier and weaken China's grip. Because Beijing has been using that grip. China has tightened rare earth exports. New rules now require government approval before suppliers can ship critical materials overseas. This is economic power weaponized. So the US is responding, not out of generosity, not out of idealism, but out of self-interest. Diversifying supply chains gives Washington leverage. It gives President Trump options. And it strengthens America's bargaining position against Beijing. Still, this shift benefits more than just the United States. A diversified supply chain makes the global economy more resilient, less fragile, less hostage to any one power. The contest between Washington and Beijing is far from over. It is intensifying, it is strategic, and it is global. History shows us one thing clearly: power does not fade quietly. Some deaths are not accidents. They are messages: a gunshot, a crowd, a nation frozen in shock. The killer disappears. The questions don't. This is not just about who died. It's about what followed. Governments collapsed. Armies moved. Borders shifted. History rewrote itself. 5 leaders, 5 moments, one unmistakable pattern: the assassination.